Hi guys, it's MachtiSonni for CardRunners. Welcome. Today you're going to be discussing ICM with me. Yeah! How awesome is that? I bet you've been waiting all day to get to talk about something as cool and sexy as ICM. Well, in all honesty, talking about ICM is like listening to Michael Bolton. It's not gonna kill you, but it's not very cool. Yeah, and this video, I do assume that you are already familiar with ICM. I'm not going to introduce ICM as a mathematical model. I do assume that you already know at least to some level what it means and how it's applied. This is more about the limitations and how to deviate from ICM, when not to, and by how much, and so on and so on. But without further ado, let's go on with the intro. So, ICM, Independent Chip Model. The mathematical model giving dollar equities to stack sizes. In other words, it is the mother-in-law who's moved in with you. Yeah, baby! It is the little devil that forces you to fold that pretty ace-king suited 10 big blind sleep, blind versus blind, on the bubble of a 9-man when there's a short stack around. And the regular who's shoving into you is waving a flag that tells, hey, I'm shoving any 2 at you. But ha, you have to fold your ace-king suited. And it is the little devil that does that. And at the same time, if you want to succeed, if you want your relationship with Acidengos to flourish, in this brilliant analogy that I came up with 15 minutes ago, you have to tolerate it and you have to live with it. And you have to just accept that it's there, and you have to also learn how to sort of control and master it. Because if you want to be a successful Acidengo player, you're gonna have to know the ICM inside and out. Yeah, having said all that, I don't really love the fact that we have ICM, because it makes things difficult. It makes things way more difficult than poker is in this sense for MTT players and cash players. They don't really have to model their stack sizes in terms of dollar equities. Yeah, MTT players have to do it on the final table and in the money, whatever. But cash players never have to worry about anything like this. They have other things to worry about. So it's not like I have positive associations to the word ICM either, but it's just something that we have to accept that is there, and we have to learn how to master it. So if you're a winning player, semi-professional player, even professional player, you're certainly aware that ICM has its limitations. It does not account for future hands. Say, if you're on the bubble of a 9-man and you're under the gun and you're figuring whether to make this marginal shove or not, ICM itself thinks of the world as a singular vacuum world where future hands do not happen. And of course that's a limitation of ICM, and that has to be taken into consideration. It also does not account for differences in skill level, and it doesn't account for differences in your own skill level at the different effective stack sizes. Say, you might be much better playing between 10 and 15 big blinds than you are between 5 and 9 big blinds, and ICM just assumes that you're just as good relatively at all stack sizes, and so on and so on. So this is also a limitation of ICM. However, it's not that serious. But and these two are definitely not the only two limitations that ICM has. But guess what? Given all these limitations, I still heavily believe in ICM myself. There have been times when I've been completely almost dismissing it. Well, not completely, but I've taken way too big deviations from ICM. Now I'm back to a state of mind where I do actually follow ICM a lot, and I deviate from it very, very little. I do certainly deviate from it, but I do have to have a strong reason to do so, and I have to be completely sure that it's proper to deviate from ICM in a given spot.